Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the First Impression series, a series where we review an album just after one listen. Now for today, we are looking at the Untitled Rammstein album. Now Rammstein is now forgive me, I'm not German, Norddeutsche band formed in 1994, though outside of Germany, their musical style would be best described as industrial metal. This self-titled album, it's been labeled as a self-titled album as the album itself has no title, is the band's 7th studio album and was released on May 17th of 2019. Now, as with all my reviews, we're going to talk about the artwork. Now, the cover art, it's rather simplistic. It features a match against the back of a screen. Perhaps the content inside is as what the music is to set the match on fire. However, knowing the band's history, this is more than likely a more political statement. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the cover a 7 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. I think it's a good cover. So, yeah. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the music. And we start out with Deutschland, which the electronics with the build-up from the guitar works. The backing vocals have a nice touch of reverb, and the guitar tapping with the electronica and the instrumental after the chorus works. The outro with the piano is just a neat touch. The second track on here is Radio, and the riffs here are nice and crunchy. There are some signature Rammstein electronica, and this is some good industrial metal. The synth vocals and the bridge during the bridge work. That was kind of redundant, sorry. Then we have Zig Dish, in which the chorus does sound epic here, particularly with the instruments just building up with it. I do dig the chorus. The choir in the bridge is neat, particularly with them during the drop. Then we have Ashlander, which has really good electronics here. The pre-chorus is strong here as well. The chorus is strong, and I do like the backing child vocals. The chorus is actually quite catchy, and the riffs do blend well with the electronics. And then we go down to track 6, which is Pupae, and which has this melodic intro where everything just sounds open, and the intro has a nice softer feeling with the digital drums that do some work here, and the guitars from the two players in this band do add 2 different layers with 2 different dynamics for this song, and the vocals just get this really intense sound around the 2-minute mark, and it's just really mind-blowing to hear how just guttural and like crushing these vocals get here. And it offers a really awesome contrast of the song at that point as well, where it's just like the vocals and the drums, just those two, and it's a great way to bring in the live drums. That track is followed by Which Ich Liebe, which has a snare, kick, snare, drum progression, and which combined with the deep vocals give it a little more weight. The chorus has a more deep and atmospheric song into it, and the bridge has a nice build. And this is where we get a sort of interlude-like track with Damont, which has a softer intro with the acoustic strumming. There are some sinister sounding strings that come in at the right time and at the right volume. They're in the background, but not so quiet to where they're unnoticeable, before they come in a little bit louder and a little bit louder as it goes on. And then we have other songs like, going back to track 5 on this thing, Sex, which is very much a standard Rammstein song, and it does have that deep rhythm that Rammstein has been known to do. Well, for a while now, that's sort of been a progression in their sound, and that is sort of where a lot of this album takes its sort of sound. Is a lot of these songs do have those sort of deep progressions and with a little bit of the industrial flair. Now, after that, we have Witzweg, Tattoo, and Halloween, which are kind of just okay. They just kind of seem like a band going on autopilot. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give my overall thoughts, which I was weirdly trying to transition into there like about 30 seconds ago, but I probably didn't do a good job, so I'm sorry for that. So my overall thoughts on this thing were the rhythms and the structures are deep hitting industrial rhythms that the band is known for. The vocals do had helped to add the deep feeling to the songs, and they actually add a little bit more weight as well. All the electronica all works here, and it's definitely adds that like signature Rammstein flair, and the orchestral moments scattered throughout this album are definitely a treat. A lot of the songs do have depth and weight to them, and the album, however, does get really meh after done months and just feels like the band is just going on autopilot. And this album has a bigger arena rock feeling than any previous album from the band. And it is an album that I think is good, but I don't think it's great. So, with that being said, I'm going to be giving Rammstein by Rammstein an overall score of 7 out of 10, giving it a tier of good. And my favorite tracks off this thing were Deutschland, Radio, Aschlinde, Which Ich Liebe, and Damont. Now, what were your favorite songs on this album, and what is your favorite Rammstein album? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this review, and I hope you all have a great day.